to play with, there's always PartyPoker.com, where the world plays poker.
I'm Roxanne Ciordia, and this is the PartyPoker.com European Open 3. Coming up, some of the hottest action ever seen around the poker table as our pros battle it out for a top prize of $125,000. As ever, in tonight's heat, it's only the player who ends up with all the chips who will be moving into the semifinal. Swedish poker idol Ken Leonard joins Jesse May to chat over the game.
Thanks, Roxanne. Now, Ken, poker players come in all shapes and sizes, but if you had to boil it down to 3 characteristics that make up a great poker player.
Self-awareness, discipline, and fearlessness.
I guess by self-awareness you mean if you're aware of your table image and how other players see you?
Yes, absolutely. And your strengths and your weaknesses, you have to be true to yourself. You have this ego telling you all sorts of lies to protect your fragile ego, but look yourself in the mirror and say, I'm not so good at this, but I'm very good at this, and I'm going to use this.
Yeah, and we know she was fearless. I mean, she doesn't look fearless, but it's all about how you move the chips, isn't it?
Yeah, I was pretty impressed by her.
You could be like Pippa Flanders too, but for those of you who are new to the game, let's just give ourselves a reminder on how you play.
The game begins with each player being dealt 2 cards face down from the dealer. These are personal cards or whole cards. Players must first make a betting decision based on the value of those 2 cards alone. Now here's what you can do. You can call or match the money already in the pot. You can raise or put more money into the pot, or you can fold and get right out of there. Because it's no limit, players of course can always go all in or put all their money into the pot. Once all players remaining have put the same amount of money into the pot, here comes the flop. These 3 cards are community cards. There's another round of betting after the flop, and if no one before you has bet, you can check. That means no bet. The 4th card, or the turn, is dealt, and there's another round of betting before the river, or the final community card, is dealt. Another betting round, and when the betting is done, we see who's won. Players can win the pot by either showing the best 5-card poker hand, or if everyone else folds, you win the pot, no matter what you had.
These pro players are ready to get the cards in the air. Let's go over and see who's at the tables tonight.
Leading things off, one of the best to ever come out of Bridge North, it's the Chopper, Daz Hickman. Property developer, Londoner Leon Luhades. Greek shipping magnate, the Don Achilles Kalakis. Aspiring Norwich businessman, Dale Hoy. Someone who's never been defeated in the first round of this format, Johnny Texas Houston. An Irishman and popular player on the scene, Dennis O'Mahony. A gaggle of gulping guppies are galloping their way onto this poker pond. But like sharks, they must keep moving forward in the water, or else they'll meet a bitter finish. For this heat of the PartyPoker.com European Open 3. Very tough assemblage of poker players are going to be fighting it out with knives and daggers. And the nominal favorite, probably here in seat 5, Johnny Texas Houston, who has never, ever been knocked out in the first round of this format. They all know it so well. 100,000 in starting chips per player. The yellow's worth 1,000 each. The blues are 2, the reds are 5, and you must gain every chip of the 600,000 in play to go on to that semi-final stage. Jesse May, joined by a man who's Sweden's answer to Johnny Chan, poker player Ken Leonard. Evening, Ken.
Evening, Jesse.
Have you ever played with Johnny Texas Houston before? Because he is basically undefeated at this format of poker.
Yeah, I played with him, but not in this format, obviously. Otherwise, he wouldn't be undefeated.
He's never been knocked out in the first round before. I think he's had about 5 or 6 goes, and blinds are going to start at 1 and 2,000 here. What distinguishes Johnny Houston, I imagine, is that he's so aggressive. throughout these tables, but he's going to have a very tough lineup here, especially here at Achilles Kalakis.
He doesn't like to fold, I'll tell you that.
Call.
Achilles also
Pass.
quite experienced in this, and here comes John,
2,000.
the very first hand with
Raise.
the pocket nines.
To 12,000.
It's a pretty big raise, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's a pretty big hand.
He's going to catch Kalakis limping for
Pass.
sure, and
Pass.
I guess when there is an early limper, Ken,
Pass.
you have to raise a little bit more to get the player out.
Yeah, that's true.
This is how the ranking of the hands work. Bottom of the ladder is high card only. Higher than that is one pair. Above that on the ladder is two pairs. If two players have two pairs, it's the higher pair that counts. Three of a kind is often called a set. A straight is 5 cards in a row of any suits. Aces play high or low in straights. A flush, 5 cards in the same suit in any order. A full house is 3 of a kind plus a pair, and everyone's looking for that 4 of a kind. It's self-explanatory, but rare as a diamond. A straight flush is 5 cards in a row, all the same suit, and top of the pops is a royal flush, which is a straight flush, ace high.
He's not very confident,
One thing about Johnny Texas Houston, Ken, even though he's never lost in the first round of this format, he has been beaten at a final table before. In fact, the last time he played in a televised tournament, he came second to a woman who was through to the semifinals in this tournament, Pippa Flanders. So if John Houston does get through, he knows Pippa is waiting for him.
Yeah, he'll show him true aggressiveness.
I tell you what, he tried to bluff her like so many others, and
Call.
She just wouldn't have it.
she would have none of it. So
Pass.
both Dale Hoy
Pass.
and Johnny Houston have the same hand here, the
Pass.
ace-3, although Houston is suited in better position.
No raise.
Well, that's a big difference. I think ace-3 suited is a great hand early in a tournament.
And it is Achilles Kalakis with the
Check.
big blind against the two limpers.
6,000.
Now, the fact that Hoy is aggressive here, how is John Houston going to know he's got the best hand?
Raise.
He
10,000
can
more,
raise.
16
That's a
total.
good way to find out.
Pass.
That's a pretty big question he's asking, isn't it?
Absolutely, he's putting Hoy to the test.
I mean, aren't there a lot of players who would have just folded Houston's hand straight off?
Well, that's a reasonable option. I like the raise here
Call.
to put maximum pressure. I would probably fold it if I were Hoy. You don't have a good kicker.
No, in fact, interestingly enough, though, now it is Dale Hoy who's drawing live for the free roll because he's got a 3 clubs.
Yep.
20,000.
That's an amazing bet. How can Houston call? It's almost criminally insane, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Who dares wins.
You know, this is Dale Hoy's 3rd time playing the televised tournament. I was talking with him over a cup of tea last night, and he mentioned
Pass.
he was determined to be more aggressive tonight. And here he comes right out of the chutes.
This was really aggressive, and he took the pot.
This could be a new Dale Hoy we're seeing right now, putting Johnny Houston to the test.
This is the problem about being aggressive and it being aired on television. The people finally see what you're up to, and then they're gonna put you to the test, and you need to adjust. What happened? He's asking himself. Doesn't he know who I am?
That wasn't a goal according to Hoyle, was it? Hoy wins the pot and has the big blind, and Dale Hoy now, the chip
Pass.
leader, which I think it's the first time he's ever been chip leader one of these heats, though it is early.
Pass.
Look at Houston. He doesn't look happy.
Pass.
No, if there's one thing
Pass.
that John Houston doesn't like, it's
Call.
going short stacked.
No raise.
Limp in here from Achilles and Dale Hoy's big blind and free flop. Pretty big hand for Hoy there.
I don't think it's a fault to just check here.
Check.
Should he check now?
4,000.
Yeah, it's a reasonable option, but betting here is probably
Pass.